Yeah, I think that'll work. So I wanted to do a recap on my experience in No Fun February. Like everyone else, I also committed to not drinking any alcohol. Um, and that was probably the most straightforward rule. But for myself, I also added no video games and no fast food. Uh, and to supplement getting rid of these bad habits, I also committed to a few other things, which was going to the gym 3 times a week, doing yoga Monday through Friday, um, and still trying to be social, even though it seemed weird to me because I wasn't drinking, and I usually associate those things together. A few positives: I was able to follow through with most of my goals. I did go to the gym at least 3 times a week. I did do yoga every day, Monday through Friday. I ran 24 miles for that first Hollywood challenge. I was also able to change my diet dramatically. I don't think I look different, but I definitely feel different after this month. I was very regimented. Pretty much had no breakfast. Did not eat anything until 12:30 in the afternoon. So I would do yoga. I would make a quick meal, and then I would have a smoothie a few hours later in the afternoon before I went to the gym or did something else that day. So that was very consistent. On the weekends, I let myself be more relaxed about exercise so that I didn't burn out because that was important to me to have that balance. Uh, some of the things that I gave up at first seemed like they were going to be easy because I didn't think that they had consumed my life that much, but I learned that they had a lot more than I had, a lot more than I anticipated they would have been. Uh, I only play one video game. I play Modern Warfare on the PS4, and I did not realize how much time I've been putting into that. As I feel they had become my default, like I need to relax. This is what I'm going to do, kind of thing. Um, Second, with the junk food, I never thought that I ate poorly, but I also started noticing how often I would get too lazy to cook and would just order in. So that was also not a good thing. And then the drinking. I never thought that I drank that much, but when I started looking at how much I would spend anytime I'd go out with somebody, um, that that wasn't a good habit to be into either. Um, Overall, once I backed away from those things, it kind of made me realize a lot about how those bad habits actually affected my creativity. Some of you know me, a lot of you don't in this group, but my background is in filmmaking and photography. I'm also an illustrator and a painter, and those are things that I've always done for fun. And probably in the last 3, 4 years or longer, some of those things started making me money, and I don't know if that made it not fun for me or maybe lose motivation on those things. But the point is that I haven't been keeping up with a lot of the things that I'm passionate about. Um, and I think that has partially to do is to when I did have downtime from my regular job, um, it was very easy to default to some of the other bad habits. If I had a few hours to kill, I'd play video games. If I was going to hang out with somebody, we would just drink, and there we go an afternoon. And that drinking went leading to eating shitty things. And then all these things kind of spiraled into like the next day, I'd be too tired to work out. Uh, so yeah, that's kind of where I've been at in terms of being forced to acknowledge some of my own worst behaviors that have kept me down. Uh, Not to say that I'm going to stay clean and straight and narrow for after this challenge is over, but at least I feel that I've picked up some good habits that are going to be more sustainable and be more conscious about the the vices that I give into. There's room for them, but like I said earlier, they should not be a default. Uh, And one important artistic thing that I feel like this time off has helped me sort of figure out is that I've had like a long-term project that I've been wanting to work on for a while. Essentially, it just boils down to seeking out people whose work I'm really interested in, just because I either couldn't do it, I don't fully understand it, and I would love to document their process and interview them and showcase what they're capable of doing. In the past, I always made excuses as to why I couldn't do this. Either my gear wasn't good enough, I was packing too many things, I don't have the time for it, yada, yada, yada. that's dumb. This is something that's been important to me and I haven't done and I haven't really actively pursued. And I feel that I've feel a lot more focused now towards pushing myself to fulfilling some of these things that I want to do. No Phone February was definitely tough at first, but yeah, it made it work. And I still saw some of you. I was still able to be social and not drink, and that was such a revelation to me. You know, the two are so intertwined. You go hang out with a friend at a bar, of course you're gonna drink. So that was strange for me to be able to do that and disconnect those two things from each other. Um, but I would be remiss if I didn't still say fuck you, Rodescu, and fuck you, Ed, for coming up with this. I know I just praised everything about the positivity in my life from having done this, but still, fuck you both. I know this is. I know that Ed was wilding out too much one time, and he decided to punish himself with the No Fun February. But yeah, I'm both happy and mad at both of you. And yeah, see y'all focus around.